Louie Herron, Sales to CEO. Listen, we're talking the car business. We're talking about sales to sales management. Sales to CEO is all about going from sales to sales management. In fact, the Sales to CEO program goes all the way up to dealer principal. This is Louie Herron, 25 years of automotive experience, 18 years of those general manager, 13 years dealer principal. Look, ton of experience, dealt with a ton of salespeople, finance managers, general sales managers, promoted tons of people in the industry, and I'm loving sharing this content information to help you go to the next level. That's really what it's all about. If you're going to spend your time in the car industry, listen, you might as well get the biggest check you can and advance as far as you can go. Unfortunately, there is no retirement in this game that we play, right? There is no pension in the car business. The pension's you. So listen, take the time, be a student of life when you're getting this information to help you go to the next level. Whether you want to be a manager or you just want to be a phenomenal salesperson, this is going to help. And again, if you like anything you hear, look, please subscribe, comment below, good, bad, or indifferent. Hit the like button, share this thing, because listen, we want to get this information to all the car people to help them go to the next level. What are we talking about today? Selection. Most people, when we're talking about selection of car, we combine selection demonstration like in one move. But again, if you remember the prior videos that I've done in the past, I've talked about the power of the meet and greet in the needs assessment. And I'm always talking about a couple of things. Number one, be an expert in every phase. Listen, if you're doing a meet and greet and you can't sit and talk with somebody for 7 minutes straight on the clock, something's probably not right. You're probably not at the highest level you can be. It's all about questions. When we're talking about the selection, we're talking about the quality of questions you ask. Right? We know one thing. A customer is going to buy a car when they run across the salesperson. This is the bottom line. When they run across an exceptional salesperson, they're going to make a decision. The question is going to be, are you that salesperson? You got to skill up. You got to figure out a way to get better every single day. I see people in the industry all the time been doing this 5 years, 7 years. Really, you've been doing it 1 year, 7 times, 10 times. You haven't really been doing it 10 years. If you're not improving, you're not expanding, you're contracting. We're not standing still. And the thing about the car business that we all have to understand is we can always get better. I know when I'm in dealerships, I think to myself, and I hear salespeople when we role play or we do certain things, or even if I hear them in the close or communicating with the customer, you know what they have? They have about this much of all the sales process. Like in other words, and you may be in that same spot where you understand parts of like, I got it, you understand it, but it's not memorized. It's not laid on your heart. It's not something you're passionate about. It's not something that you know like boom, boom, boom. And this is where we got to get to. We got to skill up, right? It's mindset and skill sets. That's really the bottom line in the car business. It's your mindset every day when you walk in that showroom. All right, and it's your skill set. Are you improving? Are you getting better? With the selection of the automobile, this is a step you can't overlook. Now you think to yourself, well, we're just selecting a car. Think about this for a minute. This is like super, super critical because if we're on the wrong car, like we've talked about in the needs assessment, if you're on the wrong piece of inventory, you're gonna have a hard time making a deal. And if you do make a deal, I promise you're not gonna have the gross profit that you deserve. The time it takes for you and what you're trying to do for your family, I mean, if you're gonna do the deal, you might as well not get a mini. Do it right. Do it right every time without fail, no exceptions. That's all you can do is lay it on the line and go through the process properly and become an expert. With the selection process, let me tell you a couple of things that are crucial. Number one, you've got to touch the desk. Now, if you've been selling cars 20 years, you may think, well, I know this, they're my referrals. I got that. I'm with you. Always, always, always touch the desk. Number one, you want the desk involved. You have no idea on any given day what the desk, what they're looking for, what they need, what they're tracking. They'll tell you, hey, we're only tracking this many cars, we're doing it. I get that. But you don't understand the stress and pressure these guys have when it comes to gross profit, PVRs, front end, back end, used cars. They've got budgets. There's a ton of things going on. They deserve to see every single customer. Now, on the flip side, if I'm talking to managers to GMs, which is a program we have in Sales to CEO, I'm going to tell the managers, you better get your butt up and have your head on the swivel and be looking for these customers going to you. Right? So if you have both parties, management and salespeople converging every day with intensity and desire, there's a customer in the showroom floor, everything stops. I don't care about what we're doing. If a customer's in the showroom floor, all hands on deck, everyone puts their heads together and we try to make that car deal because the deal is there to be had. In the selection, it's critical you touch the desk. You touch the desk to get direction. As you come to this point and you finish your needs assessment, you're going to explain to them what you got. The sales manager is going to ask you, hey, what do you got going on? All right? And that's when you start getting into the whole details of, you know, I've got, you know, Mr. Customer driving a 17 Caravan. It's got 140,000 miles on it. Check engine lights on. They're paying $350 a month. They want to upgrade. It's time to get out of this car. They're out of warranty. They're financing through Chrysler Credit, and basically they're paying $400 a month. With that information, it relays to the sales manager, okay, great. Do they want to go new? Do they want to go used? Well, they're open to both. They just want to get something newer. Perfect. Now, a sales manager's job, and it's your job to push the sales manager, is to get a couple alternatives. You never want to show a customer one car, right? It's almost like going through Chick-fil-A or through McDonald's, right? There's a menu board, right? There's number 1, number 4, number 3 options. People like options. Always give them options. Here's the best part about giving options to a consumer. In my mind, and I'm coaching you, I'm telling you, I don't care if they take the model up or model down. It's irrelevant to me. What I want to do is I want to solidify that I'm on the right car. So I'm out there and I'm looking at a 2018 Ultima SR, right? And I know it's a $20,000 car. I'm going to show them a $17,000 car, and I'm going to let them know, hey, Mr. Customer, if you're like most of my customers, savings are very important. I know we're looking at this 17 SR Ultima. If I could save you $2 to $3 grand or $60 to $90 a monthly payment, would that interest you? That's all I want to ask them. They may say, well, what are you thinking about? Well, I'm thinking I've got a 16 Honda Accord. Oh, no. I want the Nissan. Perfect, no problem. What are they telling me? They want this car for this price. I don't care if they take, and once I get that answer, I may say, well, let me ask you this. If you like the SR, you know, we could go to the Platinum. I've got a Platinum in stock as well for $2 to $3 grand more, $60, $90 in increase in payments. You can get the navigation, this equipment, that equipment, and this equipment. No, this is what I want. Remember, model up, model down is critical. Showing options are critical. Me as the sales representative, as the expert, I don't care which one they take. I just want to make sure I'm on the right vehicle. Okay, so remember, you may run into a situation where you've completed a needs assessment and the customer wants to be at $400 a month and they want a car that you know is $600 a month, and you're kind of blacked out and you're like, man, I'm wasting my time. Listen to me. You'll never get a customer to raise in price if there's no emotion involved. If they don't drive the car, you've got a 0 shot. Always show the car, period. How many times have you had a customer that says, I'm gonna pay more than $300, $400 a month? They leave at F&I paying $600. It's happened over and over and over. Don't ever fool yourself. If you let that customer go and say, sir, we can't get to $400 on this car, it's impossible, and he says, great, well, I'm gonna shop around. You say, fantastic, here's my card, have a nice day. What are you getting ready to do? You're going back in the showroom to do nothing. This is what you're gonna do. You go inside to get on the phone, to make phone calls, to get people face to face. You've got someone face to face and you're gonna blow them out. To do what? Go back and get somebody else in here? Work the deal. Push everybody, because you don't know who is going to fall in love with something. And not to mention, most consumers aren't totally truthful with you on a daily basis anyways, because they're guarding themselves, protecting their interests, right? They're posturing. In any negotiation, whether it's merger and acquisition, buying a company, nobody reveals all cards. Neither does a consumer. So when you hear that, don't be alarmed. Show the car. Make sure you're touching the desk. And the last thing I'm going to tell you is, make sure in the needs assessment you get an early manager intro, because in the selection process and you're walking around, this is where you're going to run into the spot where the consumer is constantly asking you, what's your best price? How low can you go on this? How much can you take off? Guys, if you're putting yourself in that situation, you're putting yourself back in a scenario where you've got to memorize a ton of word tracks to overcome that stuff. You can, and we'll go through a ton of those because it's going to happen. But if you don't get an early manager intro for in the needs assessment, for the manager to come over and greet and tell him who he is and tell him that he's the guy that handles all the figures for you personally, and it's our store stated policy to make sure before you go home you get everything you need, guys, you're going to be done. So listen, remember, in the selection process, touch the desk. Always show a car regardless. Remember, $20 per thousand. Model up, model down. $2 to $3 grand. It's $40 to $60 a monthly payment. Can I save it to you, or would you like to pay a little bit more? Look, we got tons of information. Sales to CEO. Listen, if you like what you've heard, listen, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, give me a comment, let me know. Again, if you want a copy of my free book, just check the link out below, and also any links to our courses are down there as well. Listen, we're trying to get you to the next level, from sales to sales manager. Look, you can do it. Believe in yourself. Again, this is Louie Herron with Sales to CEO.